Hey man, how's it going? So how has everything been coming when it comes to your fitness goal? Yeah man, everything's been going good so far and I've been seeing a lot of good results. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, I know I've been making muscle gains for quite a while now. I'm not sure why, but my muscle gains have kind of stopped and I'm not sure why. Have you been doing everything I told you to? Yeah man, I have, and I don't know why, but I'm just not making any more progress now. You know what? There are some reasons why you're probably not making any gains right now. It's probably some of these mistakes I'm about to go over right now. So guys, let's get into it. What's going on guys? My name is Eric of Saiyan Lifestyle and I make videos like this, dedicated guys like you trying to build the physique of their dreams. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome and thank you for clicking on this video. And also, make sure you tap that like button so my video gets out to more guys who are making these mistakes. And also, if you have liked my content so far and you have watched some of my videos, also, once again, hit that like button and click subscribe for more content coming soon. And also, comment down below any topics you want me to cover in future videos. I'd really appreciate it. Now, let's get to the topic of today's video. Now, in today's video, if you're like most guys on your way to building muscle, you've probably run into some of this before where you're really frustrated because you're not making any more muscle gains. And guys, I can guarantee, just like me back when I was a beginner in the gym and I was making some of these mistakes too, you are making the same ones that I did. And guys, I want to help you get through these because back then I didn't have anyone to help me through this. I had to figure it out all myself. So guys, without further ado, let's get into the 7 biggest muscle building mistakes you're making right now. Let's get into it. First one is going to be your training for multiple goals. This is one that a lot of my clients did when I was personal training. You know, they would come into the gym and they would want to build muscle. But here's the thing. They would also want to lose fat, they would also want to build endurance, and they'd also want to train for like 5 other things too at the same time. They didn't follow any of my guidance and they tried to restrict their calories, do a ton of cardio while also building muscle at the same time. Now guys, unless you are juiced up on a ton of gear, the right kind of gear, that's not going to happen. And if you're trying to train for a lot of endurance, it's going to be really hard to keep muscle on like that. And they would try to train for multiple goals at the same time. And when it comes to your fitness goals, you have to train for one specific goal at the same time. And if you're trying to train for multiple, you're going to be sabotaging your gains. If you want to build muscle, you need to solely focus on building muscle right now. And in fact, the more muscle you build, the easier it's going to be to lose that fat later on down the road. Second one is being a Yes, you are training with your instead of your Now, not trying to say that you need to start lifting ego weights like that, but I'm more trying to say you should be training like this. Did you hear the effort in his voice? Did you see how hard that guy was going? Now I can guarantee you, most guys in the gym who are complaining about not seeing any muscle gains at all aren't doing this. They're not pushing themselves that far. Many guys get scared at the big weights and they want to stay away and be like, you know what? No, I'm just going to stay here, be really comfortable, and I don't want to go to these big scary weights, so I'm just going to stay where I'm nice and comfortable, and that's where I'm going. Guys, if you're trying to stay comfortable, you're not going to gain muscle. You need to start lifting some big boy weights and really push your body to its limit, and I want to hear some of that effort going on. Number 3 is going to be skipping meals. If you're trying to build muscle on 3 meals a day, I'm sorry to say this, but that's not going to work out. Most of the guys who have a ton of muscle on them or have really good physiques, they're not eating only 3 times a day. In fact, some of my clients, they weren't even getting in 3 meals a day. One client I had who had a really hard time gaining weight and stuff, the reason why he couldn't put on muscle is because this dude, he ate like a baby bird. He barely ate anything. He was trying to gain muscle doing that. And you know what guys? Back when I was in college, I was eating anywhere from like 7, maybe 8 times a day. So in college, I did put on a lot of fat during that time, but I had to burn off later. But you know what guys, this helped me put on a ton of muscle. So what I did in college was, instead of eating 3 meals a day, I did 8. So in the morning at the dining hall, I would have breakfast. I would take some fruit or whatever, and I would have a snack, probably about mid-morning time. Then around noon, of course, I'd go to the dining hall and I'd consume my 3 plates of food. Which if you've been following my channel for a while, then you know about my 3-plate rule in college. I could not leave the dining hall until I piled food onto 3 plates and I consumed all those plates. Then around snack time, around 2-3, I would have a peanut butter sandwich. Dinner at the dining hall was 3 plates again. I made sure to consume 3 plates of food. And then on the dining hall, I would take a sandwich with me. That way I could have a snack at night. And then around 9:30, 10, when I was about ready to go to bed, I would have my casein protein shake to make sure my body was getting that slow digesting protein and it was building my muscles while I slept. Now during that time, if you want to say my other shake was an 8th meal, then yes, we can do that. But I wanted to combine the shakes into one meal. So guys, I was technically eating about 8 meals a day, and that's why I gained so much muscle in college. That's why in college I went from being a skinny run of about like 140 some pounds to being about 180 pounds. That was a huge difference. Some of it was fat, but I did gain quite a bit of muscle too. Fourth one is going too fast. When it comes to muscle building, so many guys are in the gym, they're doing the weights, they're pretty much bouncing the weights off. They're not really focusing on the motion. They're not trying to think through the motion or feel their muscle while it's working. And Arnold said that was one of the biggest mistakes guys made. They would just go through the motions in their workout, they'd try and get it done, they'd really focus on the muscle, and they would see little to no gains or very little gains. So when it comes to working out, you need to slow things down. You can't just be like trying to bounce things off, make it look like you can lift more than you actually can. We are 40% stronger in the eccentric than we are the concentric, meaning when we resist weight coming this way, we are 40% stronger than if we go like that. So, but when it comes to your movements, you need to slow things down. Stop going so fast. Really focus on feeling the muscle. Really feel it while you lower it down. Realize when you lower it, that's when the most amount of muscle is breaking down. But then also, when it comes to your heavier sets, you should be going hard enough that you're going to need about a minute or two to properly recover. So don't try to speed through your workout, especially if you're trying to build muscle. You need to take your time and really give your body the recovery you need so you can go hard that next set. That was a mistake one of my clients was doing. He would hardly rest at all. He would fly through his session like he was the Flash, and then he'd get so burned out, overtrained that he wouldn't come back until next year. Number 5 is going to be not stretching. Now this is one I did not place too much of an emphasis on until I needed it. When my body was so tight, I just felt like crap and I could barely do any sort of work. You need to stretch, and this is actually one of the most underrated things guys don't focus on when it comes to muscle building. Not only is it going to lengthen the muscles and allow you to move more freely through a range of motion, it's also going to help reduce the amount of soreness you have throughout the next few days. And with a greater range of motion and mobility, you're going to be able to go further during a range of motion, breaking down more muscle fiber and building more muscle. So you need to start stretching after your workouts. No more, oh, I don't want to take 3 to 4 minutes to stretch. No, take that time to stretch. Even though you have to spend a little bit more time in the gym, your body's going to thank you later on, and so are your muscles too. Number 6 is quitting way too early. Now, that's one thing that one of my favorite fitness YouTubers, Scott Herman, got mentioned on, like, I think when he was first starting his channel, like around 2012, 2013. Someone asked him, oh, Scott, why haven't you gained 20 pounds in 4 months like this one lifter has? Or you see guys on Instagram that go from being really skinny runs, and then in a year or two, they become like these massive dudes. You have unrealistic expectations. Guys, let me tell you this. In your first year lifting, you can expect to gain anywhere between 20-25 pounds. Next year it's about from 10 to 12 or 15 pounds. Next year it's 6 to 8. Year after that it was 1 to 3, and after that it just keeps going down. Eventually you're going to hit your genetic limit and you're not going to be able to put on as much muscle. So these guys who look massive, where you're like, hey, why don't you look like them? You said you've been lifting for 7-8 years consistently. Why don't you look like them? That's because either they have freakish, like once in a millennia genetics, or the other thing, they're probably on gear. A lot of you guys are quitting way too early. You have unrealistic expectations of what it should look like, and you're going, oh, you know what? I don't look like this guy I saw on Instagram who's all juiced and geared up, so I'm just going to quit now. You watch too many guys who are juiced up, think you can do that, but you really can't, and then you get disappointed and you quit. Or if you're not looking at those guys, you don't see gains after 2 months and you're out of there. Number 7 is tracking your progress. That's probably one of the biggest mistakes I did not make. That's probably one of the biggest mistakes I made in the gym when I was first lifting. I did not track my progress at all. And in fact, I also kept changing up my workouts too, because I was watching fitness YouTube all the time during that time. But that was one huge mistake I made during my time in the gym. I did not write stuff down. In fact, I thought I was going to look like an idiot for writing things down. No, I didn't look like an idiot because when I worked at a gym, I actually saw guys pulling up like these notebooks and stuff, writing stuff down, writing their weights, writing their reps, writing their RPE, whatever it was. They were writing all this stuff down. They were tracking it. Because you know what? How do you know in 3 months you haven't like made any progress? You have. You look back and you're like, oh, 3 months ago I was only curling 25 pounds for 6 reps. Now I'm curling 30 pounds for 10 reps. I am making progress. But then also, when you write things down, you track it. You know what exercise you're doing so you're not wandering around the gym, just winging it in the gym, which is another huge mistake, which is covered in this. You're not winging it. You know what you're doing. You go and you focus on doing that. So, not writing things down, not tracking is going to be a massive mistake that is going to cost you time in the gym. And guys, unlike what I thought, you're not going to look stupid writing things down in a notebook or keeping track of things. You're not going to. In fact, a lot of guys do that. Guys, if you do want me to make more videos like this, let me know in the comment section down below and by smashing that like so I know you do like content like this, because there's a lot more mistakes you are making that I would like to cover in a video. And guys, that will be it for today's video. So if you stayed through all the way to the end here, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you, man. And guys, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, actually wait until you say that. And if you enjoy my content, definitely click subscribe for more content coming soon. And guys, I'll see you on the next video. Until then, let's get it, Saiyans.
Is to go even further beyond!